Welcome to Dear Sweet and Low. I'm Coach B.
And I'm Low.
If you haven't checked us out already, we have an intro video on our page. We talk about relationships, all of the trending and slightly uncomfortable and slightly problematic questions that come up when you're dating, falling in love, dealing with cheaters, and ultimately trying to find that one and only, the ultimate love between you and yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dude, I don't have enough play in my life right now. Dude, that's not the way it sounds. I meant play as in like childlike fun stuff in which all sense of time and obligation, there's a sense of winning or losing and wanting to be competitive, but not really. It's like playing when you're a kid. Mm-hmm. Having that community with your friends and where you laugh and you giggle and you push each other and you're just like rolling around. And
like board games too?
Any of those that, as long as it's not like boring or something, unless I'm sitting across from somebody who's so competitive that all they focus on is winning. They have to win to the expanse where it doesn't even become fun.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to play like that.
You don't want to play like that?
No, not like that. Like, were you...
I think you're describing me for a second.
Meaning, you want to play a board game? You play Twister. Like, I guarantee I'll win that. But
no, I'll win. I'm going to win.
It's Twister.
It's Twister?
Flexibility.
No. That's different. I'm talking about like Connect Four, Monopoly.
Okay.
Checkers, chess, anything. I'll beat you in any of those things. You can win Twister.
Possibly.
I don't know. You're pretty smart. Maybe you win. Where's your confidence? This is what I don't want. I want to play where somebody is going to be confident that it will beat me and let me know they're going to win, and I'm going to come and beat them.
Sure, but what if they're under the radar? Because different people have different strategies for winning.
They're still going to lose regardless.
The games people play. I love the sneaky ones who are just really diminutive on the outside. They're humble. They're just like, well, I don't know. I'm just doing it just to play, just to have fun. Yeah. And then they come in and they crush you because that was their goal all along. They knew automatically, possibly. But anyway, guess what our topic is today?
The games people play in relationships?
Games people play.
Yeah.
All the little nuance. I don't know about you, but I see a ton in the comments and some that are now like writing to us and be like, how do I find a guy who doesn't want to play games? I don't want to play games anymore. I'm tired of the game. And we're talking about like the dating game, the mating game, all of the games that go into really the power dynamic between men and women when they're, or anyone. When I say that, of course, I'm being... all the above, the whole spectrum of whatever you want to call yourself gender-wise, it's included in there. But because of our history, we're dealing mostly with a male who is more competitive, more driven, more tunnel vision focused, generally that personality trait, versus a female who is like, I just want everybody to get along. I want to be nurturing, make sure everybody has fun, because keeping the tribal system together that's top of the list as far as safety and priority. That doesn't mean that tons and tons of games don't get played. Mm-hmm. So to all of our ladies out there who don't want to play the game, I totally feel you. And I'm going to interject. Is that because you don't like the game being played? You don't know the rules to the game that's being played? Or you know some of the rules and you see it in a wider spectrum and you're like, this is designed for me not to win. It's like nobody wants to play a game where it's almost impossible to win. Nope. Where the stakes are stacked against you. I mean, we love underdogs. We love hero stories. We love to know somebody beats the odds again and again, even though it should have been impossible. We love those stories. Love them. I mean, it taps into us being like, oh, I could do that. Like if push come to shove, if my why was big enough, then I could surmount this impossible feat. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of our heroes come like in that. Anyway, you're a pro at this. Not of that. You come from professional athlete land in which it was encouraged to be both aggressive, competitive, but also a little bit degrading to, say, you're the opposite team, right? You want to talk shit.
Yeah.
You want to chip away at them. You want to crush their attitude before they even get on the field so you can dominate. So it's not only a physical domination, but it's a mental one too.
Yeah. I was never a shit talker in soccer though.
When did you become one?
No,
Okay.
I never played. I never talked shit in soccer because I knew the only time I really talk shit if I never really talked so much shit in soccer because I knew I was just better than.
Oh, you didn't need to.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, you talking shit? Like, let's go then. Yeah, but I started talking shit after I hurt my knee, and then I go play with when I started playing with the in the men's league, the fun stuff. Then I started talking shit because it's fun. But when I was playing at the high level, I didn't really talk shit. I was just like a silent killer.
So that was like the level of professionalism. And a professional level, I assume some talking of shit. Like Michael Jordan was supposed to talk mad shit. Like he would be vicious and cruel.
Yeah.
Even to people on his own team. This is what I heard. Speculation. I have no proof of that. But it's fascinating to me that the higher the level of prestige somebody gets at, the more that they will use every tool at their disposal to win, because winning is the only thing that's important. Yeah. I'm not even sure if the team at that point becomes important versus the inner validation.
Winning. So I can start with one common way men play games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this one happens a lot, and y'all just don't be seeing it. The one common way is love bombing. You know, we start. A guy see the girl, he thinks she's beautiful, she this, she that, and he just hit her with all the love. Oh, you're perfect. You know, I can see us getting married. How many kids do you want to have? 3, 2? All that stuff is going, y'all. He just love bombing you, taking you on dates, buying you things, and then once he gets the box, taste the forbidden fruit, things start to slow down, right? But he can't just get rid of you like that. Like just say, oh, it's over then. He's a bad guy if he does that.
Yeah.
So he has to play a game. He's like, how can I get rid of her, but without me doing it necessarily? That's when he's gonna start minimum waging you.
Oh wow. Oh, I love it.
Just enough. Just enough for you to stay, hang around. But you're gonna start complaining, getting sick of it. And you might be the one to end it because he's minimum waging you. So he didn't leave you, you left him. You know, these are some of the games these men be playing on you.
Yeah, I'd be automatically suspicious. Somebody be like, how many babies you want? I'm just like, what? Like, wait a minute. You haven't proved shit yet.
No guy ever told you that? Like, how many kids you want?
No.
How many kids do you want?
No,
I'm talking about back in the day before you had kids.
I'm telling you, back in the day, it was more along the lines of like, what are you saying to me?
Damn.
You gotta do some hoops to do that.
There's a common topic. You be like, oh, so how many kids do you want to have when you if you don't have a kid? How many kids you trying to have? What time when you how old do you want to be when you get married? Like things like that. I'm pretty sure like back in the day though, in those single years, I was very much the ultimate gazelle that you'd have to run after. Like you have to chase so hard, and I'm going to ignore you most of that until you prove it. But it was me playing a game. It was absolutely me playing an unconscious game. Yeah.
And most of the games that we play are on such an unconscious level because that is it's what our society does. It's what human nature does in general.
Yeah. A game that I see girls play a lot is the kind of what you're saying is the hard to get game. Like even though they want you,
sure,
they're gonna act like they don't.
Yes.
They want you to fight for it. They want you to chase after it.
Prove it.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is definitely a game.
Yes. And I think it works so well on men because they have that competitive drive.
Yeah.
Like if you do a guy, a more nice guy who's more beta energy, he doesn't want to play those games necessarily. He wants friendship and play, and he wants to be a golden retriever puppy for the most of it. He's not wanting to put that much effort into it because that's not his payback. Winning is not his paycheck.
Yeah.
It's that sense of intimacy of being known. So there's so many people who play different kind of games according to their personality. The best research right now that talks about status is of course called The Status Game by Will Storr. And this is just principles of how we all play status games in different ones. And he has 3 types of status games. He has dominance, he has virtue, and success. Those are the 3 types of games that people play. So dominance has to do with it's when you get power through force or by manipulation. You're being physically stronger, faster, better, all of those things. And this is more in interpersonal relationships. So it's your personality. I'm going to be forceful in this and just sort of like take what I want. And that provides me with confidence and status. It means on the most primal level that as a high status male or a female, you have better access to food, shelter, and sexual partners. So the higher up you are on status, the more that those things become much easier to you. And he's research for primates, but we're not going to get into that. The virtue statusing, that has to do with like religion and government. So this is me being moral and ethical and better than people who are going to make fun of others, who are in lower positions, right? So it's all about virtue or being better than others through the fact that you're not going to be the ignorant person on the block. Knowledge and supposed wisdom are very high on your list of status markers. Having a doctorate or PhD, a high label job in a power of influence kind of way. Your head deacon, I guess, would be the ultimate status figure in religion, or the Pope at the Vatican. Then it comes success, and I think the states are very driven by this one. Success to us is everything. We don't want it to be, but it's become that because, for me, I think it has to do with like the 1980s and that mad rush of Wall Street, and where you have movies guys are saying like, greed is good. It should be about the Lamborghini and the Ferrari and the whatever flashy car, as many as you can have all of the things, you can have all of the power and all of the money, and you can control the world that way. So that is very demoralizing when it comes down to, if I have a certain amount of status, I want to keep that amount of status. Because if anybody takes it away from me, then now I'm suffering from doubt, lack of self-esteem or self-worth. I'm not charging into the office with the same kind of energy that promotes everybody to look at me and be like, yes, I want to follow you to the ends of the world. That kind of feeling, that kind of attention. I think we also find that in celebrity stardom. Like most people, I think kids right now from 25, that generation, they will say, what do you want to do? It's not rocket science. It's not, don't want to be an astronaut. I want to be an influencer. I want to influence. The more eyes on you, the more power you think you have. But most of this is fairly an illusion. If you stop being the thing that they think that you are for even a second, those followers are very quick to turn on you, like on a dime. There's no loyalty. There's no
zero.
Yes. Base building of, I give you this, you give me this. There's this mutual respect because I really know who you are. I really know you're going to be your word. I really know you're going to show up, and my core values are equal to yours. So that's what we're dealing with in terms of macro and micro relationships. Women and the games that we play, just to name a few. We are going to play the hard to get game, but we're also going to play
one game that women play.
Please tell me.
That it irks my nerve a little bit.
Okay.
Actually,
That's honest, yeah.
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 It's the hot and cold game. You know? It's the hot and cold game. Like, they would just be hitting you with the, this, that, what you doing? Let's hang out, let's do it. You go, and then boom, they just disappear out of nowhere. And you're like, what happened?
What happened?
With zero communication, you can ask her, what's wrong? Nothing. There is absolutely nothing wrong. Like, that's what it will tell you. And it won't tell you you're bugged them, nothing. And you just like, I just don't understand these people.
Why does she think like that?
And then they come back again.
Yeah.
It's the hot and cold game. So why do you think women do this
that?
hot and cold thing? Y'all just need space sometimes?
Number one reason I think that women play the hot and cold game is to keep you off balance. Because we're very aware that you guys can also play hot and cold too. So we're going to be masters of that kind of game simply because the way that we deal with different confrontation, different power exchange is very different than how guys deal with it. You guys are up front. You're like, I need this to be black and white. I need it to be spelled out to me. What are the rules? What are the stipulations? Just give me a guideline so I know what to do and what not to do. Versus women who it's all about connections and nuance. It's the very, very subtle things of, if I don't feel like I'm getting enough attention, I'm going to deny my attention from you until I get it. Just stuff, subconscious level. We don't even know we're doing it. For instance, I have a client who loves to play hot and cold because that gives her a sense of control. And this has to do with like more long distance relationships. So she doesn't date people who are within her community because it's much easier to hot and cold somebody who's more long distance. And then you can give them the kind of attention when you want to. And it feels more empowering. It feels like if he's always on his toes, if he's always trying to chase me, I know that I have value to him. He's not likely to start searching around. So he's basically coming down to, I'm going to program you how to react to my presence, to my intention. We all do it. I do it. I still do it with my dude.
You do hot and cold living?
I do.
Add a little bit of spice?
A little bit of spice, but more along the lines, it has to do with just being with somebody long term. You have to make it where they miss you. It's good to miss your significant other. It's good to long for them. It's good to create opportunities where they're going to be like, I'm thinking about them. I miss them. They're not constantly here.
Yeah.
But that's another game that women play. They become too available. So the game basically for this one is, I'm going to give him all the authority, even if I don't know I'm doing it. So he knows that he's always in charge and he won't leave me. If he has all the power, then why would he leave? He's never going to find somebody who's as flexible or as loving or as nurturing as I am. In the meantime, she's not getting her needs met, and that resentment builds and builds and builds because you're thinking like, well, if I'm giving all this nurturing and love, that's what should be returned to me. It's like the golden rule thing. But rarely does that happen because those conversations weren't had verbally. They were like, I'm going to do this, so you do this back. It's rarely as cut and dry as that. I think the biggest game women play, though, is withholding sex. And intimacy. It's not just sex, but it's all of those love language things. Either because they're pissed at dude for, I don't know, not emptying the dishwasher or leaving clothes on the floor. Little stuff, little minute aggressions that build up over time. And they're like, I'm going to punish him in some way until he begs for forgiveness. Even though he's clueless, doesn't know. What did I do? What did I do now? And it becomes this constant power struggle.
Yeah.
Am I not important? Am I not your queen anymore? Am I not the love of your life? Why aren't you loving me?
Yeah.
In all the ways in which I thought you knew I was supposed to be loved constantly.
There's a gray area in there too, though. Because sometimes, like, if the guy is not necessarily doing the things that they want their man to do, sometimes they don't really like want to do it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Why would you do chores if you don't have to.
Yeah, so it's like, is it really a game if they don't want to do it?
Okay. I'm liking this. This is my area of like, yes, let's go down this road because it's how we define games. A lot of people who are saying, I don't want to play games. I get that. But at the same time, everything is a game. Everything is an exchange of ideas or power. Everything. Yeah. So even if you don't want to play a game in a relationship, you're going to turn around and play games with, say, your parents or your girlfriends or people at work that you don't like. There's always a hierarchy that's going on, a pecking order per se, of either I'm going to be really, really friendly to you or I'm going to talk shit behind your back. All these little microaggressions because we're playing different games with different people.
Life is a game.
Life is a complete game.
Wow.
But knowing that, you can choose what kind of games you want to play. So for the females, my actionable advice for this would be, okay, number one, understand that the entirety of the world is not going to stop playing games simply because you don't like it. It's hard truth to swallow, but then you're thinking like, okay, if I can't win them, join them, so to speak. So you can think of that game. Say if a boyfriend of yours is playing a game with you and you know it and you see it and you're just like, I don't want to play this. You can either confront him about it and say, I don't want to play this game. I want to play this other game. This other game has to do with both of us winning. It is a win-win strategy in which he's getting what he wants and you're getting what you want. That takes a lot of balls. It takes a lot of forethought and actionable measurements of like, well, in order to do this, I have got to create the game. I've got to actually be a player, a big player in it, not just let the things happen to me, not just let the dice fall where they may. So the majority of the world exists on playing win-lose. So somebody has to be the winner. Somebody has to have the crown. Somebody's got to be the king necessarily or the queen. And then everybody else is subservient to that. This has worked for a long time, and we're more exposed to how it doesn't work. Those matters when it really, really is bad. That means dictatorships. It means people in positions of power where they abuse it. As the saying goes, absolute power creates absolute corruption. Like nobody should have that much power all the time. Anyway, our brains can't handle it. Our psyches cannot handle that. There has to be a system of checks and balances. Rarely do we think of games in terms of finite or infinite. So the book that really highlights this is James Carr's Finite and Infinite Games, in which he talks about there are certain people who play the game to win. And that's all they're after. And they are never satisfied. Enough is never enough. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough power. They don't have enough esteem. Because the more that you collect, the more that you have to guard against. And then you become quite paranoid in who could take it from you. The status is like whoever's climbing on your back, you have to push them down to make sure that they stay in their place. Versus the infinite game, which is this mentality that there's no end. If there's no end to a game, how can there be a winner or a loser? So you're not playing the game to win. You're playing the game to play the game because it's joyous, because it's fun, because you never know what you're going to step into. And it's all about like having the connection with your different teammates. That is a very different feeling. And then you get the sense that not only am I winning, but all of my teammates are winning too. Very different mindset, but one that should be promoted just as much as the other. Like, are you going to push as hard if you don't have any competition?
I mean, it depends. It depends the situation.
Sure. Okay. You're in a situation.
No, but if I'm in a committed relationship, like I'm not really. It's not really a competition to me.
Right.
Anymore.
No.
Yeah.
You won. You already won. You already have the prize.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Now it's just maintenance. Yes. Yeah, but I know what you're saying though. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying once you're in a committed relationship, the vibe is right. I don't really want to. I want to just chill. I just want peace. I don't really want to compete. But But as soon as I leave that house, I'm ready
right.
to compete. You know what I'm saying?
It's us against them.
Yeah, we want to come home to peace and
yes.
this and that. We don't want to compete no more when we come back home, you know.
I think that's really important because I think most men do feel like that.
Yeah, I know we were talking about like self-guide era and self-guide this, but remember we concluded like we both just trying to live a softer life with each other, you know, just balance everything out, help each other out, and not really, like you said, it's us against the world, not fighting each other and then fighting the world too. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Even though the world can be on your side as well.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes.
But once again, if you're building a business or a company and you have no challenges, how do you know, like, how do you base what your next steps are? How do you reach for something that feels almost impossible? You almost can't trigger those genes, that intellectual response, that inner will and wisdom, the voice that says like, no, we're going to push this. We're going to go into the uncomfortable zone. Like, because that's where real growth happens. That's, I think, where a mediocre player can actually become something that's great. And they didn't even know. Like, they had an inkling, like, I know I can do better. I know I want better. But without any kind of competition to push against, without any, you know, it's like lifting weights. You're not going to get bigger muscles if you're just doing the same weights, if you're just doing maintenance weights. You have to push hard, tear down muscle fibers, and regrow. And I feel like that's relationship stuff too. Like mental stuff. This is mental discipline of let me go into that uncomfortable space, but then I can come back and be in my home space and relax and recover.
Yeah. And this is another game y'all got to look out for. I know we were just talking about peaceful shit, but this is men like to test women, like to see how strong you guys are.
Sure.
You know? So this is a game I see people do. Like I've seen people do it. So pretty much what would happen would be it's kind of like the love bombing thing.
Yeah.
But it's different. He's just trying to test you. So he'll be good to you, you'll be, you know, everything is perfect. Everything is excellent. Out of nowhere, with no explanation, kind of like what women do, he will go cold, right? But he's going cold to test your strength. He wants to see if you're going to come crying back. If he goes cold on you and you come back, oh, I'm sorry, you don't stand on your values, like you didn't do anything wrong, right? But he caused the problem and then leave you and then wants you to come reach out to him. So what will happen is if you reach out to him when he did something wrong and you begging for him, when he come back, he's gonna hit you double with what he hit you before. Now he's like, I can control her. I can do whatever I want to do, and she's gonna come back. She's gonna get lonely. So whenever you don't do something that he wants to do, he's like, okay, I'm just gonna go cold again, and she's gonna come back. Ugh. Right? But if he goes cold and you don't go back running because you know your self-worth, you know that you're not gonna just take anything and get stepped on, he's gonna be like, dang, that's a strong woman.
Right.
And now he's gonna come crawling back. He's like, oh man, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And now, you know what I'm saying? You have more control, and now you can set the standards that you want for him to do. So, you know, it's a battle, it's a game that we all play. So just be wary of that. If somebody's leaving you because they mess up, don't go chase that person. They're the one that messed up. You didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Know your worth, know your values. Stand 10 toes down. Firm.
Are you going to look at your accountability during that action too? Yes. I think that's a really good opportunity to see, wait a minute, what other areas in my life am I taking the blame for something that somebody else did? Mm-hmm. How am I not sticking up for myself? And why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Is it easier just to go with the flow? Most of the time with women, it just is. It's just much easier to be like, yeah, okay, you can go ahead and be right. Until we get fed up and then we go crazy. We straight go crazy. It's like, oh yeah, you want to treat me like this? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll play this game. I'll play this game tenfold. Ooh. Yeah, and then it becomes about revenge. And there's no respect there. Like the more and more you do that with your significant other, unless you're playing that game of mutual, oh, this is my opponent, this is my worthy rival. The fact that he can flip the script on me so easy, that gives them a little spark of respect for him. Some people, I swear, like they end up with who they're supposed to be with.
Yeah.
So, and it's just because whatever they give out, that's what they get back. And that's comfortable to them until it's not. Until it's like, why is this happening to me? Well, I created it. I keep creating the same thing over and over. Why? Oh, the games people play.
The games.
So say that you are down with the idea that you can be playing a win-win game in your relationships. How does one do that? How do you set yourself up for success and the other one for being successful too? So getting what they want, or knowing, oh, they don't want the same things that I want, but I'll let them go and they can let me go and we can get out of each other's way. Your first step would be, it's not complete transparency because oversharing is a thing, but you do want to be as transparent as possible with what your designs on a real partnership look like. They can say to the person that they're dating, hey, I'm not in the mood to rush into anything. I'm in a place in my life right now where I don't feel like I can fully commit. And that's really cool to be able to be that honest with yourself and with somebody that you're dating. Like, I like you, things are going good between us. I'm not trying to rush into anything. Can we just, like I'm processing a breakup that happened and I don't want to keep repeating the same mistakes. Can I be honest with you about this stuff? Mm-hmm. Like, that's number one, is being truthful and transparent as possible.
Number 2, focus on the positives. A lot of times in a relationship, we always try to think about, oh, they're doing this. This person's not doing this for me. Oh, try to pay attention to the positives in the relationship.
Mm-hmm. And call them out. Every time you see your significant other doing something for you that remotely feels positive in your direction. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe they're not even doing it for you, but you're going to call attention to that. Thank you for doing that. It's so nice when you picked up dinner and you held my hand during the show, and we laughed together. Like, really focusing on the positives, because the more you do that, the less the negatives have that much of an impact, and they're just going to shrink and shrink over time. They'll never disappear, but they will shrink.
Thank you so much for putting away the groceries. Little things.
Yeah.
Thank you for massaging my feet. Mm-hmm.
Or whatever else needs massaging. Number 3, try as hard as you can to reinvent how you think about game playing. Focusing on win-win and what that actually means to you instills in you a sense of power. But it's not a power coming from winning while somebody loses. You don't have to take in order to feel elevated. You can actually give, yes.
Yeah.
You can give and give and give and keep playing that game. Keep inviting new players into the game and see what they do. Just knowing that there's no stop to it. There's not going to be an end to it. This is an infinite thing that you get to play. So we're going to focus on joy and wonder and all the emotions that you felt as a kid when you were just playing with your friends and there was that sense of togetherness. Mm-hmm. Like, that is the ultimate kind of game where everybody's just, I see you. Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Like, I want to play this game with you.
Yeah. And you have to let go of your ego with your partner in order to play this win-win game. Because a lot of times we let our ego or our pride get in the way. And, you have to be a little bit more selfless in this for it to work. And vice versa. There has to be reciprocity, obviously, in that. But that's a conversation you can have with your partner. Like, listen, I put my gun down. You put yours down too. Mm-hmm. We in this together.
Mm-hmm. And then when you do want to play more serious stakes games, that's a negotiation as well.
Yes, sir.
But you always have that, like, okay, that part of that game is over. Now we're going to go back to us both winning.
Yeah, so it's just, the main thing is communication.
Yes.
And understanding of each other.
And respect.
Because a lot of times what makes fights happen is when somebody feels off guard or miscommunication and understanding, and that's why people try to have get-backs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like we're all in war.
Constantly.
Like, why do we have to do that? Why do I always have to put armor on? That shit's heavy.
Apes together, strong.
Did you say apes together?
I saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's like the #1 movie right now. Is it good?
Apes together, strong.
Do they fight gorillas?
Yeah,
In that one?
gorillas in it.
Yeah, there's the chimpanzees and the apes and then the...
Yeah, the thing I don't understand about that movie, why are the chimps and bonobo apes the leaders always? Why isn't there the freaking silverback gorillas? The gorillas are way stronger.
I think so too.
They're way more powerful.
Chill.
Yeah, they should be the freaking leaders, but they have these weak, excuse my language, these weak ass chimps. Compared to gorillas, chimps are nothing. You know what I'm saying? Compared to silverback gorillas, chimps did not even come near their strength and power and leadership.
They're supposed to be more devious. But I think so in chimpanzees, I think they're a very tribal hierarchy too, in which there's always going to be a leader and he's always having to watch the other chimps to make sure that they don't get too aggressive.
But that's the same thing with gorillas.
I don't know if they're that territorial though.
Yes, they are.
I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, you don't even know about gorillas. You just talking.
I do. But
do you know
like,
gorillas? Listen,
not really.
A silverback.
I know about like bonobos, which are like they take care of conflict by fucking.
Oh,
like
no.
there's the chimps who just want to fight and like drink each other's blood, and then there's like bonobos who are just like we don't need to do this. Let's just fuck.
Yeah, there can only be one silverback in the thing.
Yes.
So a silverback gorilla is not gonna bow down to nobody.
Right.
But they have these silverbacks in these movies.
Yeah.
Following the little bonobo, whoever that thing is, little chimps and.
It should be a chimp. Yeah.
Yeah, but
they're the most like us supposedly.
Chimps?
Yeah.
No, but chimps are evil.
I know.
We're evil.
We're as devious as like any war games that we could possibly devise.
Yeah.
It's being played out in a jungle somewhere amongst chimp tribes.
So I guess the chimps are leaders because they're smarter, whatever.
Maybe they're more strategic. If you're a huge gorilla, I don't think you have to be that strategic because you can just be like bounce.
Yeah.
Crush.
But I think the chimps were the leaders because there's just a lot more of them.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of gorillas in the movie. It was just like, but usually it's like you fight the leader.
Yeah.
No other person in thing, and then you're the leader now. That's how it works in the ape community.
Yep.
So why can't a gorilla just go beat up the leader? Because they're way stronger, way bigger.
My teeth are massive too.
Massive teeth.
Just tear the neck out.
You think you can fight a chimp?
No.
Without their claws?
No, those things are like their hands are like 5 times stronger than a man's hands.
I think that's exaggeration.
I've heard some interesting like for animal trainers in Hollywood, like there's a so if you had stunt animals or you took care of chimps or whatever, you would have to on a routine basis establish hierarchy over them. Because you could be playing with them just in a normal day and they can turn on you like that and like go for your throat.
Without the teeth and claws,
yeah.
A chimp is not beating me. The only thing I'm telling you, those things are not that much stronger. Without their claws, and because mainly what they be doing is biting. Yeah. And most men are weak. I'm telling you, like,
they
if
be
you really
ripping off hair. Like,
yeah,
the thing that they have is like they ain't got no shits to give.
Yeah, like they will come and bite your finger off.
They're going, ripping faces off.
Take away their biting and their claws,
but
and
if you
just
take it away, how is that fair?
Punch. You know what I'm saying? Punch. You know, put somebody in the chokehold. Like
you have to.
Look.
You'd have to.
With the teeth and claws.
Because you're not gonna bite them.
I have no chance. 0%. But this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is not realistic at all. I'm saying take away their biting and take away their sharp claws.
Right.
They're just strong. They're just a strong motherfucker. What are they gonna do? They can't punch. I'm gonna pop, pop, boom. You know, put a little chimp in the headlock. He can't bite my hands off because I got him in the head.
He might be quicker.
Huh?
If he can avoid the attack.
What avoid it?
They have really quick reflexes.
You can be quick all you want. I'm gonna still beat it.
Okay. Another hypothetical we'll never know.
I'm gonna beat that little chip ass. Man. What are you talking about? All right, look.
Like, they're like 150 pounds.
They said a chimp is 5 times stronger than a man. I don't think that's true, first of all. But
grip strength. Grip strength.
Like grabbing my arm?
Yeah. And just being able to hold on and...
All right, that's more realistic.
Yeah, not like whole body weight, no.
No, I'm talking about like pushing strength. They're not 5 times stronger than a man. Or
probably not.
Pulling strength.
But...
Like pulling, pushing.
Sorry, this is entered into
those
a
little
whole
chimps are like
weakness.
4 feet tall. They're tiny. And they're like...
lean muscle.
Strong as hell. I'm just playing. I'm just a gorilla fan. I would never...
I'm a gorilla fan too. I don't like monkeys. Chimps and monkeys, they freak me out.
Yeah, but...
they're scary.
Oh. But you don't like
love
monkeys.
Gorillas,
but
though.
chimps are not monkeys though.
They're not, no. They're totally different, yeah.
Yeah, gorillas and chimps are the same.
Little monkeys with the beady eyes and stuff.
Yeah, monkey.
You know, if you, they sit on your shoulder and steal
like
things from tourists.
Baboons? They're monkeys.
Baboons?
Yeah, there's a monkey.
Probably.
No,
I don't know enough about them to like or unlike.
Yeah, but we should go see the silverback.
Yeah, okay. But only if he wins, though. If you're telling me that he's like a subservient position in that, I'm just like, I don't...
You don't want to see the silverback?
I want to see him in his natural habitat.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the natural habitat.
God, that makes my heart hurt.
What? In the natural habitat?
When I go to zoos.
You know, it's not in the zoo. It's in the wild. We're gonna go to Rwanda.
The Amazon? Really?
They're in Rwanda. You can
I'm
go.
down. I'm down.
Pay. You can go there and watch them. They have the people that come with you.
Yeah.
They just watch them do their thing. They don't
like
bother.
Proper safari.
They don't bother you as long as you don't.
Yeah.
You don't get big on them.
No eye contact.
Yeah, just like look at them and then look down.
Yep. I'm looking down.
When they're looking away,
I'm looking down. I'll start grooming you too if you want me to.
It's just with their people. But one little mess up, they come.
That would be glorious, though. Yeah. This is why I think sports are so good for men, because you have that like inherent need to be that kind of aggressive, that kind of energetic and show my worth. I think sports in general have done so much to mitigate violence. It's like you can get it all out on the field, and then at the end of it, everybody's slapping each other's ass and going for beer. Nothing promotes oxytocin or the love chemical quite like combat, having sex, nursing, hugging, cuddle parties, and playing sports.
You could have been a professional colorer.
Professional what?
Professional colorer.
A cuddler?
Yeah.
No.
They hire
No.
$15,000 a month.
No.
So if I offer you $50,000 a month to be a professional, you won't do it?
No. That goes against my sort of. I'm such an alpha in that way.
$50,000
like
a month.
I like hugging, I like cuddling, but I can't do that on a consistent basis.
You really don't like money, huh?
Well, I'm allergic to poverty, but
you really don't like money.
I can't be paid to be against my own self.
You would just
I cannot.
All you do is come and just cuddle with them for a little bit.
So they need mom energy.
Yeah, just a cuddle. Or you're gonna become. You can be an alpha and cuddle. You can be like, come here.
You're totally gonna be an alpha and cuddle.
Yes,
but then you get them addicted to your bosom, which has happened.
Yeah, but you just cuddle them, like and then you leave, and then you go to your next client. $50,000 a month.
If I am going to pay someone to cuddle me, I want them to have a different kind of softer attribute. I want them to be the ultimate mother, the ultimate mother energy.
Yeah.
So they have nice soft skin and arms, and the way that they kind of come at you is just like, is so gentle and soothing and humming and stuff. I can't be that 24/7. Like I can't be that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can be that because I am a mother and I do.
You only have to do it a couple times a month though. We're working with high level clients, like rich, lonely motherfuckers.
I'd much rather break them.
Much rather break them. What do you mean break them?
Egos.
Break their egos?
Yep.
Yeah, you're gonna break their egos by cuddling.
By cuddling them?
Yeah, they're gonna
Interesting.
they're gonna be the little spoon.
I haven't thought about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Big
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you're not gonna feel no pokes, nothing. It's just like they're facing this way.
I don't mind a poke. That's natural.
No, but this is a business. This is for work. What
So,
the heck?
Okay, I would be slightly insulted if I'm cuddling with a man and he doesn't get some kind of hard on. Slightly insulted. It's
For
just
work?
a natural response. Yes, what do you think that is? Like, that is a segment of society that's it's sex worker orientated. Sexuality, it doesn't mean you have to have sex with anybody, but you are exchanging intimacy. It's a transactional thing. I'm not saying that there's healers who do it, there's sexologists who do it, but it is under that category of this is what sex work is. Understanding that balance of energy. Would you do it? I know you would.
Professional cuddling?
Yeah.
For how much?
Why does that matter?
It does matter.
Okay.
It don't matter to you, it matters to me.
As far as knowing what time is worth and energy.
I wouldn't do it for nothing less than $20K a month. Because I ain't touching people.
See, thank you.
What?
You're making my point.
But I'm saying that I have a price for it. You
Yes.
saying you don't have a price for it.
Only because I know like what happens after that. So
Well,
the
I'm a
bonds that
guy.
they form with you, the surrogate nurturer, those bonds are very much like you can tell them what to do. You have too much power over them at some point.
Yeah, I'm just
and they're
gonna
going to be
disappear.
looking to you. So you're going to do to them
business.
what everybody's done to them, which has created this craving in them to be cuddled and nurtured.
It is strictly business. It's strictly
What
business.
I would say in a different way.
It is.
It's strictly
I'm there
business.
to
Hey,
work.
if you came with rules and boundaries
They
and
signed
said,
the paper.
"Hey, yes,
It's business.
please know that I care about you and my heart is going to go into this 110%. But after our cuddle session is over,
I'm done.
gonna
I'm bouncing.
yes. Please
I'm
don't
out.
text me at 2 a.m.
They're not
saying
texting
like
me.
I miss you."
They don't even have my number. You got to call the organization.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
The organization,
I
your
don't-
agent,
Yeah, my
your
agent.
cuddle agent.
Yeah. He books the sessions. I have nothing to do with it. You don't even have my number. You don't even have my IG, my social media, nothing. I don't know you.
There are cuddle parties in Vegas.
That is disgusting.
I'm a part of that network.
I'm sorry, Dave. Since you're a part of it, I apologize.
I would much prefer to give my nurturing and cuddles away for free, because to me that gives me a lot more. Giving that kind of love,
You go to
just because you can.
So you go to the cuddle parties?
No, I've never gone to a cuddle party, but I get notifications from people in the network.
Oh, you're part of it? It's a real thing?
Is it real? Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
People are desperate to be touched.
damn.
Yeah. If they're not getting any affection, especially because
Do they have showers before you come in?
isolation, I think there's rules and boundaries that come with all of that. This is
if
a
you have
non-sexual
shower-
cuddle party. You must present yourself in this way. Wear very loose clothes. Understand that it's, you're not supposed to touch erogenous zones. You have to ask for permission to, change positions or whatever.
Damn.
It's negotiations and everything. But this is how desperately some people really need to be touched.
Wow.
Just like a baby will die without being touched, so
Yeah.
do we in other ways.
Life is really tough
It is.
for, life.
Everyone?
Huh?
Everyone?
No, it's tough for everyone, but it's even more tough
Yeah.
for people who are not that attractive.
Correct.
Or if you're not that attractive and you're broke.
And you don't have a great personality.
You don't have a great
you're-
personality.
Yeah.
Oh
like
my
you can
God.
have none of those things, but have a great personality, and
And
people
so
are just going to be
people are gonna be
drawn to
consumed.
you.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. If anything, they're going to think that you're extra special, and they're going to love the fact that you're non-normal.
I mean, personality trumps all, right? But I'm talking about
Yeah,
those people
attitude.
who are introverts,
Right.
not attractive,
Right.
and doesn't have a lot of money.
Right.
That's very tough. You don't like talking to people anyway,
And I'm
and
saying that's
you're lonely. That's lonely because if you have money, you're gonna draw people near you. If you have good personality, you're gonna draw people near you. And if you're good looking, you're gonna draw people near you. But if you have none of those,
you out.
Lord have mercy.
Like, where is there space for you in society? And I think a lot of the people who become serial killers and like terrorists, like these kids who go in and shoot up schools and stuff, like there's such a giant vacancy of love and nurture and feedback and really, really productive. Like, I know I at least fit in this part of society.
Yeah.
If you're a kid and you are constantly bombarded by bullying and neglect and the entirety of society turning against you, that'll make you go crazy. Like, straight crazy. Nobody's supposed to be in isolation. Nobody.
That shit.
Like, even you could turn all of that around, including the attractiveness, including that, because it's not a matter of genetics at that point. It's not a matter of complete symmetry. We don't just function on aesthetics. Attraction is this wonderful thing in chemistry of, like, when you know that you have a certain feeling or a certain look or a certain vibe going on and you feel really good inside, you are just exuding that, and people love that. They soak it up.
They feel your energy.
Yes. They want to, just the same thing as, like, somebody who's, like, really depressed and really just beat up. They are in nothing but survival mode. You might feel compassion for them. You might want to help them, but you really want to keep them at a distance. Because that stuff is like, oh, that person's drowning. If I get too close, they're going to make me drown too.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for watching to this episode about the games people play in relationships. You got anything to add to it?
To sum it up, go for the win-win. It's harder in the short term, but it pays off such huge dividends in the large run because you are winning. You and the people around you are going to be constantly winning, and the tide rises all ships that way. It's not the chances of you watching somebody that you love struggle and sink and swim and just being like, well, you know, I got to take care of me though. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. And we can choose, especially now, especially in our age of connectivity and AI and all those things, we can change to have win-win conversations.
100%.
And for our extra members, we have a Patreon where we tackle your hard questions on more of a one-to-one basis. And a lot of our conversations we can't put on YouTube go in there. So give us a look. It's under Dear Sweet and Love.
All right, guys. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.